The Frankly Speaking Roof Cam, brought to you by Boss Security in Horseheads. Contact them today for all your business and home security needs. Welcome back to Frankly Speaking here on WYDC TV Big Fox. I'm your host, Frank Acomb. We are broadcasting live from the Hesselson studio, and in that studio, we're talking Comic-Con. Welcome, boys.
Hey.
It's good to have you back.
Yeah.
This is quite a tradition we've started here.
I know, yeah. I mean, we're all-time friends, right?
Well, I think
we
so.
go back, what, 1-2 years?
At least 2 years. Seems like a lot longer, though. Speaking of that, 11 years this year.
Yeah.
Because last year we had the Big Ten, and we haven't talked since, because you guys forget about me as soon as Comic-Con's over.
Go into hibernation is what I do.
Yes. But how did it go last year, celebrating 10?
It went well.
Did it feel good?
It was great. The turnout was great. The response was great. The after party was great. But yeah, it's big, and this year is also it's interesting because this year is our 10th show, but our 11th year because of the pandemic. So it's still sort of our 10 year. We're just extending it out.
Got to keep celebrating. I like it. How's the planning going so far?
Going well. We're getting into the home stretch here. We've got Was 3 weeks left. Is my math all right?
November 15th and 16th. Yeah. We'll make it easy on people.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
November 15th and 16th at the Arnott Mall Event Center. Have you found it's getting easier, or is it so different every year that it's almost like a new event each year?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
There are definitely things that every year get easier and easier. Mm-hmm. But then there's parts of the show that change. You're dealing with new people that have different, ways of communication. So there's things that that are challenging every year. Mm-hmm. Other parts get a little easier. We try to change things up so it doesn't get stale.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's been exciting to see it grow through the years and just see how much it has changed and how you're always trying something new. Like, let's talk about this year. What's new this year?
Yeah, we got 2 new attractions this year. One we're calling the T2C2 Makerverse, where we're going to have 10 different creators, artists that will be offering free lessons for different types of crafting that will be available for kids 14 and under. We'll have cross stitch and sewing, and we'll have voice acting lessons and digital animation, things like that. And then we also have what we're calling the T2C2 Streamerverse, where we're going to spotlight our digital content creators, YouTubers, podcasters, things like that. We're going to have a little stamp passport. We're going to celebrate the first year of this by doing giveaways all weekend. So people will just go to the streamers, do a little task, turn their card in, get some free prizes. So we're going to try to pump two new big attractions this year.
How do you keep this all straight? I mean, do you know what I mean? You have because it's not just like you say, some Comic-Cons you see, you have a couple celebrities, a couple people set up in a booth, but you're like, we do that, we quadruple that, and we want to throw in something new, gigantic new every year.
Yeah, it's definitely an undertaking. Yeah. There's a lot of spreadsheets. I will say there's a lot of spreadsheets. Some online, some offline. Yeah. But it's it's a lot of keeping track of and budgetary things to keep track of, especially when it comes to bringing in guests and hotel and travel and all the costs that go along with that. It's a monster. And going back to your other point, there's things that we learn as we go on how to streamline things better for the next year, like whether it's through promotions or through advertising or things where you're like, I can just utilize this and build a template so that I don't have to do it the same, do the same thing over and over again, or preload my social media content, things like that, where it's just those things kind of become easier as we just get used to it, and then we can deal with the other messes of like, we don't have enough tables, or
it's always something little like that too. I know it.
The things that just pop in where it's like, by the way, half these tables are broken, so we can't. I'm like,
no one brought chairs.
Right, exactly.
So if someone is just tuning in and maybe Comic-Cons are new, I know I ask this every year, could you explain to the viewer what a Comic-Con is?
Sure. You want to field that one?
Sure. So
I hope you guys know the answer, for heaven's sakes.
There are different versions of what a Comic-Con is. Ours is a large pop culture celebration. We try to have as many different aspects of pop culture as possible at our show. So we have, a ton of artists, crafters, writers. We've got vendors of all different types. We've got celebrity guests. We do panel presentations. We have a board gaming area. We have video gaming going on. Wow. We have a big cosplay contest. So we have a little bit of everything. So we try not to have a focus on one thing. It's a broad range of pop culture.
Yeah, we actually had this year we're having another after party on Saturday, and we're going to have a photo booth at the after party, and the person running the photo booth, I saw him the other day. We were doing a Halloween event at the library, and he said, "I've never done a Comic-Con before." He's like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And I said, well, I said, Comic-Cons are just, I said, if something has a fandom, I said, it's Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And he goes, what do you mean? I said, well, name a TV show, name a book, name a story. Like, if it has a fan base, a passionate fan base, they're going to show up for it. Mm-hmm. They're going to show up dressed like a character from it. They're going to show up, wanting to get things signed, a copy of a DVD that they want signed from some movie that you've never heard of from 30 years ago. Yeah, so, and he goes, well, what do I wear? And it was the Halloween event, so he's wearing like a Ghostbusters outfit, and I said, wear that.
Perfect.
And he said, I can wear Ghostbusters? I was like, Ghostbusters is Comic-Con. And he goes, really? And I was like, yeah.
So that's got to make it difficult to ask the question of what's the biggest attraction for Comic-Con, because it really is dependent upon the individual, isn't it?
Yeah. It's I would say, we've found a lot of people think the big attraction is going to be the celebrities, and they are clearly an attraction. Mm-hmm. But like me personally, when I go to shows, it's for comic book artists.
Oh, okay.
And comic book writers. So for me, it's the comic book side of things. So for a lot of people, that's what it is. A lot of people want to do some shopping, and we have amazing vendors. So that's why we try to be as broad as we can, because everybody has their really one main, like the big thing they want to go for. And it's all different.
And within each one, we also try to broaden each individual aspect, where we'll get celebrities who were, these celebrities were popular in the 90s. These celebrities were popular in the 2000s. These celebrities are popular in the 80s or earlier. It's like we try to hit all the different fandoms, all the different demographics, so that, everybody can have a good time.
Yes, we get surprised all the time.
Yeah.
Like I'm not afraid to admit, I was a little surprised. We had a guest that was from a 60s TV show.
Yeah.
I had my reservations.
Sure.
One of the most popular guests we've had.
Is that right?
Yeah. So we learned. Like,
who was it?
Butch Patrick.
Oh,
from the
yeah.
Munsters.
That's right.
It was great.
Yeah.
Like, he was phenomenal. He was a super popular guest. I was a little worried.
Right.
I knew it'd be great, but I wasn't sure how many people would turn out for a show from that old. That a lot of people.
That's really
the actual response. We were like, whoa! Like, we weren't expecting to be this popular.
Well, and that also brings in people that maybe would not normally go to a Comic-Con in that instance, right?
Absolutely.
And then they learn about you find that people keep coming back. Once they go that first one, they're kind of addicted.
What we find is most people who have never done it before, they come in not having any idea what it is, and then they leave usually a little floored by the experience.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the next one. Can't wait for the next one.
Right. Once they find out, what exactly Comic-Con is, because that's a big hurdle we've had since the beginning of this. Is people who, if you haven't seen it, you don't know what it is, and it's hard to describe.
It's very hard to describe.
Yeah.
And one thing I think that's been very helpful in your journey through all this is how family-friendly you've always made sure that you make this. Because it's even with ticket prices, kids 14 and under free. When you have an event like this, a lot of times, they're looking to gouge families.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but in your situation, and I should also mention veterans, of course, that's very important, because it's always, you try to do it around Veterans Day weekend, so veterans get free admission as well. But let's talk about that. Has that always been a goal of yours to be family friendly then?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
We've always done either 14 or 12 under free, usually 14.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you have a big family and you're charging kids for tickets, they're just probably not going to come.
They can't do it.
And we want people to come and experience the show. And I would rather have a family be able to come in, bring a bunch of kids, have some fun, spend some money on some vendors, than have them unable to even enjoy the show because the cost to get in is too high.
And I don't ever want to run the show where it's like, oh, kids 0 to 2 are $5. Because that's going to drive me crazy, just trying to keep track of, again, going back to the spreadsheets. That's a lot to keep track of. And also, it's cleaner to just be like, hey, kids 14 and under are free. Yeah. And we have great support with the Chemung County Youth Bureau. They love that we do it, and they support, we give them a bunch of free tickets every year to hand out to kids and families. So
and who wants to be the person that checks the 2-year-old's ID?
Right.
Who wants to be that bouncer?
Who wants to wristband the infant?
Yes.
Like, come on.
No one wants that. But you mentioned that celebrities are definitely near the top of one of the reasons why these have become so popular. Do you want to make some announcement? I know you have on Facebook a little bit, but maybe tell us a little bit about the celebrities who will be attending this year. The beautiful poster.
The beautiful
Look at that.
Poster. So this year we have Ed Bigley Jr. is coming, who is just a legendary comedic TV actor. He's been in, I always tell people, if you had a show that you watched either when you were younger or even recently, he was probably in it for at least whether it was a starring role, guest starring role, or cameo, he's been in it.
Yeah.
He was notably, he's been in recently Young Sheldon. He was in Better Call Saul for a few seasons. And then he had a big role in St. Elsewhere back in the 80s, and he I think, won the Golden Globe Award for that, and it was. He's just had an incredible career. It's like 350 different credits, and it's just he's done voice work. He's been on The Simpsons. He's been immortalized as a Simpsons character.
Isn't he almost like a cult figure because of who he is? Like he's got that name recognition so much that he can even play himself in certain things.
He has played himself.
That's what I'm saying.
He played himself in The Simpsons. Actually, it was kind of funny.
Yeah, so when you get to that level, you know he made it.
Yeah, and he was huge in the always in the Christopher Guest movies of like A Mighty Wind and Best in Show and like all the irreverent comedies. Yeah. He was in This Is Spinal Tap, which just had their sequel come out this past year. We also have Irene Bedard, who was the voice of Pocahontas from Disney's Pocahontas back in the 90s there. And she's also done a number of live action roles as well, where she's got to play a role and not just voice a character.
So 30th anniversary of Pocahontas, so that's a fun one.
Okay, yeah, because you guys always try to do a little bit around anniversaries.
If we can, and we have that, and we have the 30th anniversary of Mallrats.
Which
so we
is
have
hard to believe, isn't it?
Jeremy London, who was T.S. Quint, and Renee Humphrey, who played Trish.
Yeah.
So we got 2 Mallrats actors for that 30th anniversary.
That's wonderful.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep, and then we're also hitting the voice actors very hard this year. We're getting a lot of anime and video game voice actors. That's one of our number one requests from a lot of our guests. Is just you got to get more voice actors. So this year we're getting Doug Erholtz, we're getting Quentin Flynn, and we're getting Michael Yurchak, and they all did voices on things like Naruto, and Demon Slayer, Final Fantasy, Street Fighter, all sorts of different characters from video games.
Between the 3 of them, they've got over 700 different credits.
An insane amount of voice acting credits.
Yeah.
So we're hoping, and I think we're doing a panel with those guys,
yes.
A voice acting panel. So that'll be really fun.
And you have a lot of panels?
Yeah, we'll have a Mallrats 30th panel. We got a voice acting panel. Ed will have a panel. Irene will have a panel.
Oh, okay.
I think we've got probably 3 other ones planned as well.
Yep.
So
some art-based ones
some art-based ones. Yep. Well, the podcast, the Streamerverse, we'll have a panel with, so those guys can talk about all the different ways they go about all their streaming. So we'll have a nice panel schedule this year.
And it helps in doing it at the Arnott Mall. We have storefronts that we can utilize for a panel room, and that's going to be next door to the another storefront, which is going to be the video game competition on Saturday. So it's nice that we kind of we can compartmentalize things a little bit.
So when we say it's at the Arnott Mall Event Center, it's actually spread out throughout the mall now at this point.
Yes,
it's taking over the Arnott Mall.
Yeah, the main floor show will be at the Event Center, which we fill the floor every year. I would assume the largest show that the mall has every year. And then almost directly, kind of diagonally across from that, we're going to have the 2 sections at the old Bed Bath & Beyond, and then next door to that is where we're going to have the panel room and the Smash Brothers video game competition.
Oh, cool. So. And that's again November 15th and 16th. I know I ask you this every year. Is it difficult when you're dealing with celebrities? How's that booking process and that planning process? Must be one of the more difficult parts of your job, would you say?
Yeah, and it's mostly scheduling is what makes it so difficult, because they all have very busy schedules. So trying to coordinate around their filming schedules and their travel schedules and figuring out availability, it's a challenge. I think who we probably try to go after every year, we might not get them. We might get them the next year. We might not get them at all.
Sure.
The guest list kind of changes as we go because. It's challenging.
I've had people actually ask me this year of you should get so-and-so, and I'm like, we tried. We tried. I tried this year. It almost happened. It didn't happen. I can't tell them who it was, but
but you're trying throughout probably the year, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about the panels, we talk about, and is there an extra cost? I think people should know this. There is sometimes a cost for autographs and things like that with the celebrities, right?
Yeah. The celebrities and their handlers usually set their prices for autographs and table kind of selfie photo ops and things like that. Okay. And there's some of them that we will be putting out ahead of time, probably in the next week. And then there's also some that they just kind of do on the fly, where the 3 voice actors, Again, I don't know for sure, but sometimes at these shows they're like, "Oh, we'll do a picture with all 3 of you for X amount of dollars or whatever." And then there's also a lot of, like he was mentioning, the Makerverse and the Streamerverse and all the stuff that we have for free that'll be included with the ticket price. That's not, going to have any extra charges to it. So it's.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. But there's so much to do. And you had mentioned the after party being a huge success last year. Tell us about the VIP package.
Ooh, yeah.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
This is every year we pride ourselves on having one of the best VIP packages around, and this is probably our best one. So we have how many art prints this year?
Oh, I lost. I think
is it 5?
It's 5 somewhere
We're
around
gonna have
5 or 6.
5 art prints in it. We have an exclusive cover of a comic book done by Ethan Young. The only place to get it is in our VIP package.
Oh, wow.
Also, admission to our after party is included.
Yeah.
What else am I missing? You get in early.
Okay.
So you get early
Yeah, you
admission.
get in a half hour early.
Half hour early each day.
Yeah, and like you said, the after party thing, that's a huge addition this year of like everyone who gets a VIP pass gets free admission to the after party. So
Right.
that's a savings right there. And then the free admission. And also shout out to Ethan Young for the comic book cover. He's an Ithaca-based comic artist, and he's done cover art for X-Men. He's worked on the Spider-Man cartoon that was on Disney Plus this year that just got renewed. So congratulations, Ethan.
So when you talk about the panel, all that, can you find the schedule? Do you get that the day of, or do you get that on the website?
The panel schedule will actually also be going up in the next week,
Oh,
along
okay.
with the celebrity pricing and things like that. So
Okay.
we've got we might have other things to announce, but we're kind of waiting and seeing if it actually happens.
Is this
I'm not
because I want to have you on again on the program? And
Yes,
you're trying
that's
to-
right.
you're
We'll
saying,
come back if
we'll make sure.
if those things come to fruition.
Yes, yes. And it's funny because we've been talking for a while now. There's so many things I forget to even, like costume contest. There's just so much constantly going on.
Yeah, the costume contest. I think, Mike, we've changed the costume contest slightly as far as the prizes go, right?
So we're going to have more prize winners on the Saturday costume contest. That's
Okay.
for 12 and older.
Yep.
We'll have 6 categories. We'll have 3 junior categories and 3 17 and older categories. And Sunday, instead of having a kids costume contest, we're going to do a kids cosplay parade.
Okay.
So all the kids will get together, and they're going to get led through the event center and through the mall by our 405th Colonial Regiment Halo cosplayers.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's going to be like a big parade for the kids instead of the panel room contest that we've done before.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So individually, and I know, again, I ask you this every year, but what are you each looking forward to the most? Do you find that it changes year to year? Because maybe it's just the overall experience, or maybe you're looking forward to meeting.
I always look forward to like Saturday, like an hour or two into the show, when like everybody's filed in and the place is just full and booming and bustling, and I just kind of get to look around and go like, we did it again this year. Like people came, because there's always that fear of just kind of like, and I grew up, an artist, so I've always had that like voice in my head of just kind of like, no one's gonna like this, no one's gonna come. So and I still get that now, even when promoting the show. I'm like, nobody's gonna show up. What if nobody shows up? So, but then every year it's like I worry for nothing, and people file in and they have a great time, and it always just kind of like quiets that voice in my head that tells me that it's not gonna work.
Yeah, no, the promoter in me, I think. I look forward to having no disasters.
Right.
Is a big one. On a personal level, I try every year to at least get one really cool commission from an artist. I have a portfolio that I keep of stuff from all the shows over the years. So I try to find the time to make that happen. So I enjoy that.
Yeah, because you really don't have that much time. You're so busy to take it
we're
all in.
running
You're doing
around.
this
Right.
for others.
Yeah, we have very little time to. Most of the time, I have to send somebody else around to have
Right.
to
I
get
didn't even
stuff.
think about that.
It's a busy time for us. I look at the 17th is a good day. The day after.
I'm
the show.
sure.
Yeah, I try to sit in on a panel or two just so I can kind of enjoy like the fruits of our labor a little bit, and kind of take that in.
Yeah, the good years are when we have the chance to do that. That's a good year.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the after party too on Saturday.
Well, that's
And
because then it's
gonna be-
all
yeah.
Because
At that point, it's like there's almost like a release to it, and then Sunday, I'm like, Sunday's going to be easy.
Yeah,
Sunday's fine.
That
we
runs
made
itself.
it through.
Saturday was a big
We
one.
made it through Saturday, so like any of the big problems always happen on Saturday or like Friday night or whatever.
Yeah.
So once we're through those, Sunday's like
easy.
no problem.
Yeah. Now, do you need volunteers for this, Val? Do you do volunteers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We're always looking for volunteers. We're in pretty good shape, but we could always use more. So if anybody's interested, they go to TwinChairsComicCon.com, and we have a volunteer tab for applications.
And I'm sure you're always looking for sponsors.
Absolutely.
Same
yeah.
place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hit us up on the contact information. I'm actually going to be developing an early sponsor package for 2026. So it might be a little late in the season because I know a lot of people get that stuff out of the way, like a lot of businesses get that out of the way early in the year. So hoping to as the show gets bigger, it was definitely harder at the beginning of this to find sponsors, just because. Sure. Like we mentioned, a lot of people don't know what Comic-Con is. So it was like, first I have to explain you what this is.
Yes.
And then kind of ask you, like, do you want to help support it?
Which is always a great sales tactic.
Yeah. So the further we go, the more pictures we have of celebrities, the more,
Now, do you find, because it has become so popular, that a lot of these, especially some artists, some of the vendors, they just call you now, it's guaranteed in their calendar?
Oh, yeah.
So that's become easier, I'm sure, than the first one.
Yeah, and it's actually harder now. One of the harder things now is we have so much demand, we can't fit everybody in. So we have long wait lists. We have to tell people no, which we don't like to do.
No, sure.
But like we only have so much square footage, and we've got long lists of people who want to get into the show.
And that have been there for so long doing it.
Yeah.
You don't want to,
even like published artists like that have done comic books are like, we don't have room. I'm sorry. Like, it stinks, but
again, good problem to have.
Yeah. But and it helps, and it's also like like anything else. It's networking. It's we try to make sure that all of our guests have a great time, so that, because they do conventions all over the country, all over the world, some of them, and they're talking to other artists, they're talking to other celebrities and agents and things. So we want to have a good rep out there so that they can kind of push other guests our way. So
absolutely
definitely helps.
It's Twin Tiers Comic-Con coming up November 15th and 16th at the Arnett Mall Event Center. Guys, thanks again for being on the program, and we'll talk to you again soon. Let's do one more before the event, okay?
Sounds great.
Thanks,
Frank.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back with Frankly Speaking after this.